You are now tuned into the sounds of
Big Nate Sports Talk.
It's on all the time, anytime.
Tuned in to Big Nate Sports Talk, the show that is on all the time, anytime. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Nathan Snell.
And as always, thank you, Mr. Anthony Handy, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, Nathan Snell, Big Nate Sports Talk podcast. A bit of a tongue twister there. This is episode 408. Of the podcast. We're recapping week 9 as the Baltimore Ravens faced those Broncos. Before we get into that, there's a few things I want to say up front. The WNBA mock draft 1.0, that video will be recorded tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be a good time to record it. After this episode, I'm going to also record the Washington Commanders recaps. I'm also going to recap the Maryland women's basketball team. If I don't get to that this evening, I'm going to get to it tomorrow, as well as the men. The women played UMBC and the men played Manhattan. And then Maryland football plays Oregon this upcoming Saturday. And the Washington Commanders, recapping the Washington Commanders win against the New York G-Men. So, got a boatload of content for you guys. Let's just really get into it. I really don't know what to really feel on this one. The Baltimore Ravens defeated the Denver Broncos. The final score, 41-10.
Game over, yeah!
As you see the title of the video, a couple of things stand out to me. The Cleveland game, one or two things. Either that was a trap game or essentially Baltimore just played down their competition. When you looked at the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix will be a good quarterback in this league for years to come. He finished the day of 19 of 33, 233 yards and a turnover, did throw a touchdown. But the rest of the offense outside of Cortland Sutton are nowhere to be found. They're not helping. Like little Jordan Humphrey, Josh Reynolds, I know he's been injured. No other wide receiver posted more than 2 catches for Denver.
Mm-hmm. I can't defend that. Mm-hmm. What do you want me to say to that?
I still think that coming into it, they were 5-3. And again, they're young, but they lack depth. And also too, I think they're more of a pretender. I think some of it, again, it's just schedule. I was very surprised to really see that. It just was essentially to me a lopsided game. They did manage to at one point cut it down to 10-7, then 17-10, but in that stretch, 31-10, and I just think Denver I think that what I'm trying to say is Denver I don't know how to feel about this win. I don't. Because the thing is, where was this offense against Cleveland? Let me start with the takeover. Let me start with the positives. Well, the positives is number one, obviously, the to me, I think the front runner for MVP, Lamar Jackson. Now, everybody was kind of panicking because he didn't practice Thursday and no, excuse me, he didn't practice Wednesday and Thursday. But he was on the injury report. He's been dealing with back knee injuries, and again, when you have an offensive line that's not playing great, those things happen. Harbaugh kind of downplays that it was a rest day. I'm not ever going to question whether that guy is hurt or not. But he was back in there Friday. I didn't see what the problem was. I think, to me, Lamar, he has the highest proficiency on the field. For the fourth perfect pass rating, he ties Ben Roethlisberger actually for the most NFL games. He looked poised. He polished. He's looking a lot better, especially that float pass to Justice Hill. That was a real route that converted 24 yards. That was a beautiful play. He's doing all the right things you expect your quarterback to do, and obviously, Derrick Henry. He's of all the narratives, especially at his age, talking about this, this be his down year. You're going to see, it's not going to be the same from Tennessee, all those things. And he ran the ball 23 times for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. And again, both Derrick and Lamar, they're game changers. And that's, for me, like, that's what I want to see. But I think the one thing that I'm a little concerned about is, like, watching the Cleveland game, for example, defenses will sometimes focus on Derrick and they'll focus on Lamar. So, and that, the offensive line, there's improvement, small improvements. But from where I'm looking, like, he surpassed Marshall Faulk and Sean Alexander. He's now 8th in career rushing touchdowns. I think has been probably the most best signing. He actually could be on pace to almost get Jamal Lewis's record, if we're being honest. But I really, really think the offense is starting to click. Zay Flowers has proven that he's number one wide receiver. His speed, his elusiveness, all those different things is what you want in a number one wide receiver. And for some unknown reason, I really have to give our defense, to transitions me into the defense, I really have to give them their flowers. They're still on fraud alert. I don't trust them. They did well keeping Denver out of the red zone. There were 4 possessions where Denver failed to score, especially when I believe they were there to score. And Bo Nix gets sacked by Trenton Simpson. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it was a turnover on downs.
I can't defend that. What do you want me to say to that?
He didn't even try.
So I still think even the last play that Denver touched the ball, it was a slant to Courtney Sutton, and he was the Kevin Dyson. He was essentially 1 yard short. So yeah. So again, everybody stepped up, especially with the injuries, but they're still on fraud alert to me. And Marlon Humphrey had said something in the presser that I a little disagree with, and I have this quote here, and I quote: "For me as a player, knowing what's going on, I hate seeing coaches get under scrutiny when it's the player's fault. I hate that just because when it's your fault, sometimes on what someone's getting scrutinized, it's never a good thing." In fairness, this system is not working. And I don't think Marlon gets that. 9 weeks into the season, we shouldn't be talking about communication. We shouldn't be talking about fixing little things. I mean, Roquan Smith is, and again, I think it's just the schematics. I don't know what this defense looks like. I mean, against a Denver team that really had one true weapon, I mean, they did okay, and they still can't get to the quarterback. I mean, they made plays. I mean, it was great to have Marlon Humphrey back out there healthy, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they got an interception. That was good, but it's just I'm not a fan of saying it's on, and I appreciate him taking the accountability for it, but sometimes it's also on coaching. We have regressed. We're last, Marlon. We get up almost 281 yards passing. That's bad. If that's not coaching, if you think it's on the players, 9 weeks ago, at this point in the season, you are who you are. I mean, we can say that, but yeah, I disagree with that. And again, I still think without Michael Pierce out there, without Brent Urban, we are lacking in depth. I appreciate Marlon coming to the defense of Zach Orr, but this is practically a whole new defensive staff. The staff from last year was basically is gutted because they all departed for jobs. So for other jobs. So yeah. That was something. Other notes. That was pretty much the game. Tom Monken called a good game. What was it? 396 total yards, if I remember correctly. 127 on the ground. So that's the 9th straight game we've done open the season. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm happy we won, but at the end of the day, I kind of question where this was against Cleveland because the fact that you let Jameis Winston look like the second coming, throw 3 touchdowns, and for an offense to I'm gonna get off of it. But at the end of the day, this helps with the divisional race. We have Cincinnati Thursday here at home. I'm not really looking forward to that because Joe Burrow's coming off a 5-touchdown game. And the Steelers, we don't see them until the 17th. So if Baltimore wins, Cincinnati is pretty much out of winning the AFC North. They could still win. They could still have a chance to get to the playoffs. But yeah, the next 2 weeks, we got our work cut out for ourselves. So it was a good win. It just felt like I want to say a trap game, but it just was like, where was this the week before? So I know I said that already, but I'm going to take a commercial break, and then we're going to get into some other Raven news. All right. The NFL trade deadline was officially over as of 3:00 today. And the Baltimore Ravens, ladies and gentlemen, they traded for Tre'Davious White. I'm optimistic. He brings experience. He's proven. The biggest thing is he's just had injuries. He's a former two-time Pro Bowler, all-team first team All-Pro, excuse me. He was great in Buffalo. I think, to me, somebody will be more likely benched. Again, with Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Stevens, this with injuries and inconsistencies, I'm really hoping that he brings something. But the question is, we gave up a 2026 seventh round pick for Los Angeles 2027 pick. So I really getting up seventh round picks, and we'll see. We will see. So this is his third team. He was a healthy scratch last week for Tre'Davious White. So as far as the salary cap, we're a little under $4 million. So I'm disappointed it wasn't a pass rusher, but the asking price. I think I'm not like one. I heard that example for Calais Campbell, Miami wanted a 5th round pick. I'm not giving up a 5th round pick for a guy that's older, and yeah, that's just me. But you could see the value of pass rushers. So guys just got to step up. I think Tre'Davious will be fine for us. I think he'll be a good fit. I don't think this does not fix the issues that the defense still has. I think it is a solution, but we have to wait and see. So let me know your thoughts on the trade. I give it I'm a C+, because I really thought a pass rusher was more. I think to me was more important. So yeah, let's get into one final thought.
Thoughts are running through my mind. Someone took some time to find a minute or two to organize.
The one final thought is Brandon Williams, the former defensive tackle. Congratulations to him. He's retiring as a Raven. I was a fan of Brandon Williams. I appreciated what he did for us as his time as a Raven. And while you could say you wish we got more out of him, it's nice to know the job that he's done. He won a ring with Kansas City, made the Pro Bowl in 2018. But a lot of his memories will be here. So congratulations to him, and wishing him all the best in future endeavors as whatever he does now in his post-football career. So again, Brandon Williams, congratulations. Much to you and your family. All the best. But that's going to conclude this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, comment, and subscribe for all future content. I will catch you on the flip side. Have a good night.
Sports Talk. If you enjoyed that episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share Big Nate Sports Talk. It's on all the time, anytime.
And I wanna thank you. All I wanna do is say thank you for everything.